Right. 18, 19. Right. On to the next video. Right. This one. The Vikings, the Romans. We're talking about the different types of magical people throughout the ages. The Romans, not much. Other than superstition, actually seem to work quite well. The Druids and Druidism is separate. The Africans and Voodooism is separate. Christian healing is separate. And is a healing similar to Christ performed in the miracles. Hippieism is in fact much contributed. And Gypsies and Romanies, the Romanies are the good ones, have magic in their blood and in their culture. Are any other eras relevant? The medieval times are relevant. I'll warn you here, the magic was of a completely different nature. There was the old magical people who hid a lot, fallout from Camelot. Also the occult, completely different, much linked at the time to the old monks and nuns. The occult was their enemy. The Dennis Wheatley books are the occult secret Bibles. The pagans obviously haven't mastered invisible magic, or you'd see it on TV. Where are they going wrong? Why can't they impress people like the psychics with visible impressive tricks? Well, it's all a bit of a mess in Europe, where the pagan movement is popular. It's this mess that explains their lack of success. The situation is further confused by the title pagan. Pagan means pagan people. Who was called pagan? The Celts, reputed for witchcraft and natural law. Well, the Irish and the Picts, the Scottish. They were the nice pagans. Those in the times of Jesus were corrupt. Those referred to as pagan. Commonly performed animal and human sacrifice. I'll give you a tip about the Incas. They're amazing pornographers and very open-minded about sex and prostitution. So what is this in the melting pot? Human and animal sacrifice prohibited in the Bible? Right? Put that in the pot too. Come again. Don't mention the word magic, because that's silly Harry Potter films for kids. It's mostly sexy, beautiful young women with secret sexy mysticism you can chat up. Well, at least paganism has one practical use. Most pagans urge you to study and demonstrate your knowledge. What? Study pagan books and history without questioning any of it? Learn it all by heart and discuss it at a pagan gathering with sexy witches? Much as this sounds fun, it's not productive of results. We've finally defined it. Paganism is a fun social thing, like being a computer nerd or a surfer type, or a bit square into churches and church things. It's a fashion. Well, the famous psychics don't have anything to do with them. They claim to be science-based. What are the results? Well, some genuine healers who heal with their hands. A decided lack of magical tricks. If a pagan does practice something like meditation and related holistic skills, you'll find a certificate. A Chinese doctor or psychic trained them to do it. Alright. Right. Don't know how much more of this is. Right. 28, 29. The next magic trick. Right. I don't know how relevant this is. I wrote this early on today. Right. The next magic trick that I learned was a dowser, which I still have in my bathroom. I happened on a pagan day in the local church hall. There was a medium conference. I recognised that the local women, some may have seen him before. At an opportune time, I'll mention here that science, unlike magic, the basis of psychic skills, is very strong and healthy in the modern world. I mentioned money a few minutes later. He mentioned money. With old magic, European style, the fallout from Camelot, which continued in medieval times. Prior to that, it was paganism and superstition. You paid for magic. I bought a dowser, it worked, and I sat down for a coffee. I showed friend Kenny, it vibrated. That spirit energy, I said. The spirits had been standing to the left of the medium, talking to him. I did mistakenly turn Glenn into a vampire. I'll tell you how this happened. He was telling everyone he was dying of cancer. He said he had throat cancer. I had insomnia at the time, and an excess of electromagnetic energy in my brain. I was giving this to a friend with dementia to good results. Hang about trees if you have dementia. They also help with electromagnetic charge to the brain. I was giving Glenn, Dawn Swinco's boyfriend. She lives in Torquay, in a flat in Torquay with their son. So they disappeared and I lost touch with them. I was giving a big charge to this too. With bad insomnia, you join foreheads and your head vibrates a lot. It does visibly vibrate a lot as the charge passes through. Other stuff happened, and to cut a long story short, Glenn will wake up in his grave. I've lost touch. Can someone dig him up? I reckon he was really getting borderline serious diabetic because he was a drinker. I don't think Glenn's got a huge amount of time to live, and I can't get to him. Alright, vampires die of hunger after, so if somebody can do this. 32. Vampires die of hunger after 2 weeks in their grave if nobody digs them up. The Dowsel, well, I'll explain how they are developed. I'll explain at some other point how they're developed. Dawn said the N needs to be metallic. I don't know if she knew this. She suddenly came out with it. And it has something to do with the Earth's rotation. Like a compass, I thought. And that I've got the idea that that's why they make a circle. They are very similar to a compass. And I think they work with similar magnetic forces. That on one basis they work similar magnetic. Other things they work with other vibrations that life forms give off. So I know they work with those two things. The one Bill gave to Dawn was a leather puncher on a green string. With a dowser, you ask aloud a yes or no question. Left turn is no. This is once they're developed. This left turn is no. Right turn is yes. If it moves towards you, good forces, which I was trying to encourage, a blessing to the witch. But I did warn you, the first thing it did was move away. Right, which is a curse. If it moves away from you, evil forces. It's going to try and do that, okay? Don't believe necessarily the answer. So you work with answers. It's not necessarily, it's going to give you the correct answer every time. There are useful purpose. They work with magic, they're useful purpose. The only working coin I used to stick to my head, and that's where I began. It's simple, using electromagnetic energy from the brain to stick the coin to the head. The only one I had to give away was Bill's friend Martin for his dementia. I left it in his house. I don't know what happened to it. Alright, 33, 32, 33, 34. Alright. The other tool I had, I've lost. I'll put it somewhere. I have lost this one. It was a figurine of a Playboy bunny, which, an opportune moment, I stuck to my heart.